guys, welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're going to be doing alternate future. You guys wanted it to come back, so I'm bringing it back. But I'm going to rewind it back to so it's technically alternate history for a little bit, but I'll just skip ahead once this war is done. But we're going to skip back all the way to 2021. I'm pretty sure it's when the Ukraine war started. Honestly, I don't even know at this point. Or whenever the Ukraine war started, but Russia goes ahead and launches their invasion, and with already capturing, that's not right, with already capturing Crimea, they end up moving through, but we're going to say that NATO doesn't come to the support of Ukraine. There's for one very good reason, because Germany and Poland were having quite a big fight, and everyone was picking sides. So Czechia, Slovakia, and Hungary picked Poland's side. Austria, oh my gosh, Britain and Italy all picked Germany's side, and then France went over there. So it kind of just broke into two. Europe just kind of broke into two countries, two sides. So NATO is dealing with their own stuff now, and yeah. And we're gonna say with Hungary now, and Turkey. Hungary and Turkey. Well, Turkey, they go over to the side of Poland, and it's starting to look like they're about to have a civil war, which leads Romania goes to Germany, and same with Croatia. There might be some foreign powers, but interfering with this, especially maybe Russia. Russia might have done some stuff here, but who knows? Albania, and then Greece. So it's not looking so good for NATO, but it just kind of stays like this, and everyone is pointing their guns at each other, being NATO. But with NATO now not on the offense, you go ahead and have Serbia technically declaring war on Kosovo, and same with Montenegro. And then, so you end up having Serbia doing pretty good at the beginning, and they actually do really well at the rest of it. And seeing this, the people in Bosnia, well, they surrender, but Bosnia, they kind of go into a civil war with pretty much all the Serbs rising up, which is like this, I'm pretty sure. So Serbia goes ahead and defends these guys, but surprisingly, Bosnia is getting support from NATO. Well, what's left of NATO, all of NATO is now supporting Bosnia, even with the massive fight that's going on. But they kind of forgot about Ukraine. Ukraine is much more important than Bosnia, just saying that now, because, well, yeah. But Russia is quickly able to make a spearhead out. But obviously, the Ukrainian army is not that weak. It's not the top one, but it's still not the worst. But you go ahead and have Russia making a push in right here, and it does go successful for a little bit. Ukraine does make a little bit of a pushback. They go right here, So they weren't able to push them back, but with a whole new country deciding to declare war on Ukraine, which is Belarus, it's now starting to look like it's going to be a game over for Ukraine. And you have the spearhead coming out from right here, so, and then Russia goes ahead and makes that spearhead out again, and they end up connecting, and a lot of troops are now encircled in this pocket. They go ahead and strengthen up the spearhead. This is the majority of Ukraine's this is the majority of Ukraine's what is it called, army. So obviously they're a little bit frightened that their whole army is now either going to be captured or killed. But then Vladimir Putin, I didn't say pudding, guys. I didn't say pudding. Vladimir Putin, he says that don't take any prisoners. And the army says, what does that mean? He says, kill them. And the army's like, okay. So that means that even if Ukraine was able to push back out and get to those prisoners, they'd be able to get those prisoners out and have a bigger army again. But you see, if they just kill them, then they can't. But Ukraine is trying to keep Russia away from the river that goes like this. So they're trying to keep them away from there. And they sent most of their troops here, which means they had to take troops off of the Belarusian border, which now leaves Belarus a clear opening to go ahead and push in, which they take that. Obviously, they weren't able to push close to the capital, but they were at least able to push in a little bit, which still means that it's still not looking so good for them. Back to Bosnia, they go ahead and surrender, and the peace treaty is drawn up, and you pretty much just have Serbia straight up annexing all of them. But they now go ahead and decide to join the... Wait, hold up. Is Montenegro in NATO? We're going to say that they left, guys. If they were in NATO, if Montenegro was in NATO, then they left because of what was happening. Okay. But now with Serbia being pretty big, they go ahead and decide to start sending some support over to Russia. And actually, they straight up joined the war also. But with more people now leaving NATO, because NATO's now about to go into civil war, because, well, of the whole feud between Germany and Poland. But something, well, with now they don't have to focus on Bosnia. They're not supporting Bosnia anymore in NATO, so they are sending support over to Ukraine now, which does actually help Ukraine with the pushback of Belarus, because Belarus made it all the way down to here before they got pushed back, but they were mostly just retreating because they saw this new fresh equipment and they were like, oh, we gotta get out. But you end up having Russia deciding to make a interesting decision, go for another encirclement, which is crazy because, well, that's not good. But you do now have the Ukraine being able to push out, but they have no supplies anymore. So they realize that they're gonna have to break out, and that is what they do. they make an encirclement. They were about to capture it, but they realized that they should probably get out because Russia's coming full force. They were able to encircle a little bit of troops, destroy them, and it is not looking so good for Ukraine. They've reached the river. They've even crossed the river a little bit. But Ukraine is no longer retreating, so they are able to push them back out of the river. That doesn't exist. That I was just drawing the river line. So now with Ukraine having the river held and Russia, it's now at a stalemate, and neither side is really shooting at each other anymore because they're across the river. Russia goes ahead and makes the decision to send 15 missiles. They're not nuclear bombs. They sent they sent 6 missiles into the capital, which absolutely demolished the capital because they actually were able to make it. They sent it over here into LVIV. They sent 3, so we're at 9. Then they went ahead and sent 3 over here because this is pretty important. So that we're now at 12. And then they dropped them on some major military bases. So that's 13, 14, and then 15. So that was some major army bases, and it had a lot of troops, which left the Ukrainian army, and the Russians were able to cross the river finally and encircle some troops that were left. And they're going to do that to pretty much all 3 areas. Obviously, they didn't start out that big. Because obviously they still have to cross a river. But now that there was a whole bunch of troops that they can now pass through, because this is a major opening for the Russians, and it's now starting to look like they're going to win the war. It looked like they were going to win the war before, but still. But the Russians, they go ahead and put this on a stall. They pretty much just are told to destroy these encirclements, which this one falls first because it was under pressure for a very long time. And then the other ones fall a little bit faster. This one falls next, with it falling pretty fast also. This one does put up a little bit of restraint, but after some more troops are annihilated, they just surrender pretty much. But these troops, they weren't sent to fight in Ukraine, because these troops were captured. They were sent down to Georgia. Because, well, the Russians, they just declared war on Georgia. I can just follow that quickly. Sorry, I just need to get these troops that Russia already had in here. So, Russia declares war on them, on Georgia, and this now leads to Armenia, and these guys join the war. So Azerbaijan and Armenia now are at war, and Russia's at war with Azerbaijan, and Armenia is at war with... Is it Armenia? Okay, guys, I'm still refreshing my memory, so be nice, please. Sorry if I mess up some names here and there. But obviously Russia made a little bit of advances. They were surprisingly able to do this, but eventually they were stopped because it's all mountains. They ended up taking the coastal area, and that was pretty much all they could do. But in Azerbaijan, they they kind of want to declare war on Azerbaijan because this is going to be a very good way to get through everything. And Azerbaijan straight up getting crippled pretty fast. Turkey doesn't join the war. They're just they just tried to send a lot of support over to Azerbaijan, but they had no way of getting there. So Azerbaijan pretty much surrenders. I just said Azerbaijan too much, but Azerbaijan pretty much just surrendered, and Georgia also surrendered. So now they just have to deal with Ukraine, and Ukraine looks like it's about to fall. Because while this was happening, Russia was sending lots of missiles pretty much everywhere. But they're smaller missiles, so they sent a lot into the capital, destroying it and completely demolishing it, making sure that there's nothing left. Even got some more major military places. Got some more important cities. And now it's like, okay, yeah, Russia wins this war. And NATO's asking for their supplies back. But Ukraine says, just give me a little bit, please. But you know those troops that were outing Georgia? About 6% of them winning to Georgia. Of that 6%, they were captured again, trying to go into Turkey. And then actually, so 4% got captured on the border. 2% Turkey sent back to Russia because they thought those were Russian troops accidentally entering. And that's what Russia said. And all of those troops that they captured from Ukraine, they were also killed by the Russians. Because the Russians, they are not taking any risks. But they go ahead and send some bigger missiles on some more military places. And Ukraine's starting to fold with all of these, places just being bombed. So now with now with their last pretty much major areas, the last area that they were told to defend, pretty much all of their army is now in the capital, and pretty much the rest of the country just straight up folds. So the rest of the country was told to surrender over to Russia and Belarus. And not many people were happy about that. I can tell you that. Because once they got encircled, they weren't able to break this thin line, which got them really angry, and that's when the president told them to do it. And why does it look like Ukraine has a disease? I just realized that. Okay. Let's get rid of these bombs. But eventually, this is what it's left at, and it is eventually completely left. And this is what's left of Ukraine before they go ahead and surrender. So Ukraine only surrendered when they had about 5-6 pixels left. And now, let's just go ahead. I'm going to drop the peace treaty, and I will see you guys in a second. Okay guys, so I dropped the peace treaty, and Russia now has their own alliance also. So Russia's the pink alliance, but so the peace treaty over in Ukraine is, since Belarus did decide to join the war, they did get a fair amount of land. They got so their border used to be up here, so they gained all of this, all of this land from Ukraine. The rest of Ukraine was made into a puppet state, which left them looking like that. Russia ends up taking most of Ukraine because their border's now there, and it used to be it used to look like this or something like this. That's just a rough estimate of what it looked like. But, so that's what it used to look like, and now it's all the way back there. And Ukraine has to pay a lot of money over to Russia, Belarus, and Belarus. So, and they have to give 70% of their army over to Russia, 30% of their military to Ukraine, to Belarus, and they are now left without a military, and they are pretty much as militarized by Russia. Over here, nothing changed. So Serbia is just joined the alliance, pretty much, and you have big Armenia now, big, thick Armenia. They got a little bit of Georgia, about right here. Got that land. And Russia also got quite a bit of Azerbaijan. So, yeah. But you also have what is their name? Turkmenistan? No. Hold up, let me check. It is Kazakhstan. How did I not know that? Okay, guys, it is Kazakhstan. I knew that. I swear I knew that. So Kazakhstan also goes ahead and joins, and a major country joins China. China joins the alliance, which now means that it's pretty much ready. This alliance is almost the strongest alliance in the world. But you finally have that civil war happening in that was really long waited for, happening in NATO, which leaves NATO no longer existing. I just realized that I colored in these guys. But you do have some extra people joining. Like the lowland countries. And yeah, that was pretty much it. But with this war breaking out, they go Bulgaria. Bulgaria joins the Russian alliance, and North Macedonia just leaves NATO. But you have the Germans starting this war, and they actually go ahead and do pretty well. So they start off with straight up. Well, they didn't. They pretty much just straight up kicked the Luxembourg in the butt, and then they went ahead, came over to Austria, and they wiped out Austria. Well, they didn't wipe out Austria. Czechia and no, not Czechia. Austria and Germany wiped out Czechoslovakia, taking Prague in like 15 days. But eventually, the Polish army is there to stop this from staying. They were able to make a little bit of pushback, but they were just able to push away from their border. I'm pretty sure they took back. Well, they're on the gates of Prague, I'm pretty sure, at least. Austria pushes into Hungary. And Slovakia. And this now leaves Poland. Well, Poland also got pushed into, because, well, the Germans, some German people from a while ago are rising up now with this war going on. And now it looks like this. The German army is here, and they are here to stay. The Germans, they do actually make a little bit of an encirclement, and that goes really well, and it completely destroys that. So, the Germans, it does seem like they're winning. It's because they are. Oh, also, Turkey's in this war. But Turkey doesn't really want to be in this war, and as soon as Greek troops enter, they peace out. They just had to pay $1 million to Greece. Because Greece didn't lose anything, they just had to pay money to them. So, but the Italians, they do some island hopping. Well, they do one island hop, and then they make a naval invasion right here. And it's actually not so big, but they also were able to connect up. Well, no, not so big. It is actually quite big. And it ends up leading to the French army being absolutely demolished down here. And now it's time for Luxembourg. Luxembourg, oh, that's not going to be good, because Luxembourg, they got a head start in Belgium because of the people in there. So it's split, so, yeah. But the Germans and the British are here to stop them. So the Germans, they end up taking all of this. And the British, they end up taking all of this. And they surrender. But the troops, they didn't surrender. They weren't pulled out yet, because they were told to reach France, and that's what they did. They reached France. And then they just left Belgium. But with all these New Netherland troops, they were sent down to Italy. Well, the Italy front. To die. The Italians killed most of them. Like, at least 95% of them died over here. But it was not all for a bad cause, because they were pushed back. But with the troops down here, because when the French gonna learn, you gotta defend the whole border. The Italians go ahead and make another push up here, which now leaves it looking like that. But you know, so this time the Germans didn't have to go around it. They went through the Maginot Line. Yeah, it's very surprising. But over here, Poland sees a lot of success with their push. But all of a sudden, they start doing a lot not so good. Because the Germans are now getting support from the Russians. Because they do not like the Poles. Because the Germans are buying gas and oil from them again. And it's starting to look like Russia might be joining the war. And that's not good. But now with this newfound support and a lot new fresh British soldiers on the front line, you now have Poland pretty much just getting crippled, and Czechia and Poland, well, that part of Poland. So this part of Poland and Czechia surrendered. They both, so Austria and Germany both make a little bit of reaches out, and same with Romania. So these Hungary and Slovenia surrender over because they weren't able to fight anymore. And that was pretty much just France. France and Poland. France and Poland are not going to win this war, and they are trying to send peace treaties over, but for some reason, Belgium keeps on burning them. That isn't a reference to anything. They just keep on burning them. They're like, nope. Because they kind of just use their country as like a walkthrough. Sure, the Germans have done that twice, but like they're fighting on the same side now, so Encirclement happens, they get destroyed, and Paris is captured, and France pretty much surrenders. Well, by pretty much I mean they do surrender. And look at this, it's looking like it's going to be a new German victory, unless Poland can come out with the win. I don't think they're going to come out with the win, but at least they're going to come out with absolutely demolished. That's what I'm saying. But now the Germans, they are doing most of the work, because with the Polish army now crippled and morale is at an all-time low, Warsaw is captured, and they decide that it would be best if they surrender. But the government, it went to flee into Ukraine. It fled, the government fled into Ukraine, got sent up to Belarus, got sent into Russia, then got sent into Germany, and then Germany shot him. And, well, his last wish was, can I have a bowl of soup? He never got that bowl of soup, guys. So smash that like button for that bowl of soup, for the Polish government. And with that, Poland goes ahead and surrenders, and Germany, and I'm going to drop the peace treaty, and I will see you guys once I'm done with the peace treaty. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, so I just quickly drew it up, and this is what it looks like, so I'm going to go through it. Austria, they ended up getting most of Czechia, Slovenia, and Hungary. Croatia got this chunk of Hungary right here, and Romania got this chunk right here. These guys, they didn't get anything except for money from the attackers. And if you come over here, you also have France's government is now a puppet of the yellow, and same with Poland's. Germany took some land from the Poles, and then took the top half of the Netherlands. Oh wait, I messed something up, because the British, they ended up getting that part of. So the British, they got this and that. So they got those two little pieces of land from the UK, and not the UK, from France and the Netherlands. But now with NATO no longer existing, that leaves Russia to declare war on some countries, which are these guys. And then same with well, we'll just get through this, but I'll just save you the gore. It's pretty much this. The Russians did not annex any land. They just forced them into being a puppet, so I took the wrong color. But the Russian government, Vladimir Putin, Putin. He's thinking, the people are thinking about electing him, because in this war they did not do the best, and in the peace treaty all of them just got puppeted, and the people aren't really happy about that. They thought they voted for the right guy. They didn't. But you have the Yellow Alliance going for some Norwegian people. By some, I mean pretty much all of them. They go for Norway, Sweden, and Finland. They go for so it's pretty much just a race to see who can conquer Europe faster. Right now, the yellow team's winning. So they pretty much went after every single country. You Slovenia, they get trampled. They were encircled, pretty much. Oh wait, that's not the right color. Hold up. So You have them completely surrendering pretty much as soon as they declare war on them. You have their troops leaking over. And this is a different color, don't worry guys. But you have troops leaking over from the little cracks where there's no mountain. And same with, so in some countries were stolen. So like I don't know the name of this one. So but San Marino was stolen by Italy. They're stealing micronations pretty much. The Vatican City was stolen, and same with Monaco. So all of those islands, so all of those were stolen, and yeah. But now you have them making the smart decision of naval invading, and I'm not being sarcastic. The British's navy is peak right now. It's really good. And now you have a stronger Germany, a stronger Britain, a stronger Belgium, all of the winner countries are stronger. You end up having the French, not the French, the British. The British is mostly focused up here in Ireland, but right now they're at the gates of the Irish capital. Not the Irish, yeah, I guess it is the Irish, but the Irish capital, and it is pretty much just that's what's left of it, pretty much. They make a push out, they take it, and we have our first country to surrender. Then Germany goes ahead and makes their advancement into Denmark, and in 2 hours, Denmark surrenders. And see, they're gonna wait for it to be winter, so they don't have to make a naval invasion. They can just walk right across here and attack. But in the meantime, the British and the Germans, they have their navy up here, bombarding over here like crazy, bombarding over here like crazy, and also bombarding over here like crazy. So if they needed to, they could definitely naval invade all three of their capitals if they really wanted to, but they're gonna save some boats because pretty much all three of their navies are gone right now. But yeah, so but they're trying to make Spain surrender before winter, so they are just sending troops in like crazy. But it's actually showing out to be a little bit successful because they're kind of doing a modern blitzkrieg, which now leaves the capital undefended and taken, and it just is bad. So they go ahead and surrender. Portugal, they decide to just surrender because they didn't lose. They only lost like 15,000 men in war, but it wasn't pretty what happened in Spain. But finally, winter has come, and the Germans, they walk across ice. It was like one of the scariest things the Swedes have ever seen. They move across, and then they end up holding here, and then they wait. They take all winter to build up a bigger army, send it up. Make a bigger army, send it up. And in the meantime, some missiles were sent. Only two were shot down out of 30. So there were about 50, not 50. 13 right there. That's 13 missiles right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6. And then right here. And then that's all the missiles they actually sent. Okay, they didn't send 26, or maybe they sent more. I don't know. No, 28. But now it's summer again. Well, it's not summer. It's spring, and the Germans, they go on their advance. It starts off pretty slow. It's still a little chilly, so it does start off pretty slow. But then they get it gets warmer, and then the Germans, they pick up their pace again. So much so that they were able to pretty much fully take all of these rivers. I just don't want to color around the rivers, guys, so, you know, didn't make them take it. So, you now have the Germans. They do make a little bit more advances, but the British go to the Germans and say, hey, we're going to naval invade Norway. And they say, okay, I'm in. And now the whole alliance is, well, a lot of the alliance's naval is on this coastal line, and they go ahead and yoink a lot of land. They go ahead and straight up take all of that, and it is not looking so good for the Norwegians, because the Norwegians are about to be absolutely demolished. Because the Germans, they are now outside of the capital, once again. The British and everyone else are outside of their capital, which now means that, well, Sweden's capital is taken, and they are now pretty much just relying on Norway, which is also about to surrender. And oh, look at that. The British are making the push for the capital. It is kind of a race. It's a friendly race between the Germans and the British to see who can get the capital first. The Germans, they did end up winning because they've done this before. They know the Norwegians' tactics, but once they take the capital, Norway is pretty much just left out, and they completely surrender. And same with Sweden. So as soon as Norway surrenders, so does Sweden, and this leaves the top of Finland invaded. Russia's really looking like they're going to join, but the Yellow Alliance says, Russia, if you join this alliance, we will declare war on you. Well, not this alliance, this war. And they say, oh, okay, because Russia probably could not take all of this, well, right now, because they definitely have the better, but with them no longer in the cold, Finland just decides to surrender because it'll be smarter. So, I'm going to have to drop this peace treaty, and it is, I'll see you guys once I'm done. So, I will see you guys in a second. So, I'm gonna go over the peace treaty now, and it is honestly quite confusing. So, let's just dive right into it. So, you have, Germany taking, wait, hold up. You have Germany taking, oh my gosh, I can't see anything. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. So you have Germany taking, that, and Denmark. And they did end up actually bullying France some more, but I'll get into that later. Poland got this. The Germans got that. And then the Poles also got this land up here. They made a massive Norwegian puppet. And then the... So then I'll... Oh wait, I forgot to do something quickly. The British got all of Ireland, and well, and then the British also got some more coastal line off the French. The French are split into two. The Germans, they went ahead and took some land right here. Same with the Belgians. So but then you have southern France taking land from Spain. And then, you have Portugal. And, yeah, that's actually about what happened. So, that's the peace treaty pretty much. And nothing much more happened in the peace treaty. Because, as you can tell... Oh, yeah, also, I forgot about this. Italy got a little bit land right here. Austria got a little bit of land right here, and then Croatia got a little bit of land right there. So, it does look like one alliance has conquered Europe a little bit more than the other one, but in the next episode, guys, we will not just be focusing on Europe, we will be focusing on Asia and North America. Just saying that now. But I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace. Bye.